Welcome to our Back to the Future interview series. In this series, we interview insight leaders from around the world, and together we discover what the future might hold. Today, my fellow managing partner Erica van Lieven is having a chat with Sarah Ryan, and she is the Integrated Insights Director at Arnott.
I think we all tried to become much more consumer-centric when we went through our first lockdown. How do you think this will continue in the post-lockdown period?
Yeah, great. Look, I think that the one thing that COVID-19's really brought to light for us more starkly than ever before is that change is constant. And it's not going to be just slow, evolving, incremental change that we've been well geared up to understand before as an insights community. It could be significant, turn on a dime, things may never be the same again type of change. I think in this special situation that we're in now, with a health crisis going on, being close to our consumers and making consumer-informed decisions is really key. As an insights team during the pandemic, we provided a summary of key insights and critical actions every week to our commercial and leadership teams. And this isn't a cadence that we've usually kept as a team. Usually our reporting would be, monthly and quarterly. So as a result, during that phase, our consumers were more front of mind for our business than ever before. And the business did take action on these insights during the pandemic. In particular, we managed our forecasting much more carefully as a business, which was really important. So, for example, we saw that the demand for chocolate biscuits was on the rise during the lockdown period as people were seeking sweet treats to treat themselves and their families and for comfort during a stressful period. And we were able to forecast that demand forward. As well, we saw that people were cooking more at home and exploring new recipes when they have more time on their hands. So we were able to project forward and forecast some growth in our Campbell's real stock consumption. And that meant that we were able to keep up supply of those much loved products during that period. We were also able to pivot our communication, especially inspiring our consumers digitally. And as we look back, in fact, I can see that what we did was fast forward and that these changes are going to persist in a new way of working post the pandemic. So I think this level of being close to the consumer and the business is going to stay because it worked during COVID. And we all know that it's not over yet and we have a recession looming. So I think it's a new habit for our team to speed up the frequency of doing research and reporting in periods of accelerated change. We also saw a slight shift in the role of our insights function from previously informing the commercial business team to defining agile actions together with the business and marketers. We also noticed that the business saw the real importance of letting marketeers and other key functions immerse in the world of the consumer more to bring the insights to life for them. This built additional consumer empathy and it ensured the consumer was in the front of more minds within the business when they were making real business decisions on the fly.
That's really interesting. So it took the crisis for the business to really understand how it needed to change its processes really, and brought your team into the center of the business, bringing commercial action right to the front. So insights straight into commercial action, which is fascinating and really exciting. The other thing I wanted to talk to you about was creating strong consumer experiences. And I'm just wondering how that plays out for you in terms of embracing more agile research approaches that allow you to tap into that dynamic. Sounds like you did a bit of that already in the shutdown.
Yeah, absolutely. So, as I mentioned, we know the speed of change is increasing. During COVID, consumer mindsets and behaviours were evolving at lightning speed, but we know that they are consistently evolving. And so timely insights is really what we need. We need to have the right insights at the right time in our development processes to make the right decisions, and they need to be strategic versus not always tactical insights. So we need to find methodologies that allow us to quickly get to insights and turn them into action for the business when they need them. We've found that working with partners who can bring us some newer methodologies that allow for the agility we're looking for is really the key to success here. And we were able to take the COVID period as an opportunity to really test and learn on some of those new methodologies. We found two that I wanted to highlight as examples of new methodologies that we've tested that have really allowed us the agility that we were looking for. And the first one was around crowdsourcing of ideas. In the past, our business has not really allowed budget for ideation. So we have always believed it's something that we can do ourselves. And, a lot of the time we've done it quite successfully ourselves. But during COVID, especially at the start when we weren't used to the type of online technologies that we're now using to collaborate together, face-to-face ideation was really hard. And we've also found that some ideation sessions didn't deliver what we wanted, especially on some of the tougher briefs. And ICA, as a crowdsourcing methodology and partner, helped us to get it right. And so partnering with ICA really opened our eyes to the potential of crowdsourcing. And in the future, for those types of projects, we'll foresee crowdsourcing and allow ideation and crowdsourcing budget to make sure we can outsource that ideation to the more creative consumers. They've really demonstrated through this process they can bring fresh thinking to our innovation pipeline and crack some of the briefs that we weren't able to, and do it in a way that takes a little bit of pressure off our team, which is great. The second Agile methodology that we've worked through, or new methodology for us, is really leveraging a community panel. So we've tested a community panel over the last 3 months. It's something that we sort of hesitated to use in the past, but we've used it way more than we anticipated over that 3-month trial period, and plan to roll that out. It was loved by the Insights team, and the marketing team loved it too, because it really helped them to hear and feel the consumer in a real way that they hadn't felt before without doing face-to-face consumer immersions, which are really challenging at times to fit into your busy day. We found the response times were very fast, and this was invaluable, and it meant that we were able to use that community panel more than we may have otherwise. And on top of that, we could ask follow-up questions in the community, creating a strong return on investment of the cost per interaction. And this is really ideal for the times we live in, where we're really striving to deliver the return on investment for every dollar we spend.
Sounds like you were very much living the adage of never waste a good crisis.
That's right.
You got some great test and learns in, and brought some, not only did you get more agile and got closer to the decision making, but you brought some new ways of doing things into the business at work, which is amazing. The other thing I wanted to talk to you about was what you thought about. Okay, you've talked about how you changed doing things during COVID, and you tried new things. Do you think it will lead to more insourcing or outsourcing of research tasks within your business?
Yeah, I think that's a really interesting thought. So I think what the test and learn of the new methodologies really taught us is that there are opportunities for us to raise the bar, to provide accurate, timely, fast and cost-effective insights to make sure that we can inform those business decisions at the right points. And that's something that we continually strive to deliver as an insights team. We want to demonstrate return on investment for the money that we spend on insights, and that's including our people resource as well. So the consideration of insourcing and versus outsourcing, from my perspective, is a really important one as we determine the best way to use our resources. And that's really consistent with BCG's advice in their report from 2016 on building a better insights capability. And their advice around insourcing and outsourcing of our insights is that highly effective insights teams should think carefully about what they insource and outsource to maximize ROI. So in terms of then, I guess, what we insource versus what we outsource, we feel that we should outsource for speed, when it can happen more quickly, or for those areas that we need to lean on the expertise of our partners and to access the most innovative methods and the latest thinking. And we should insource those areas where we feel our team's knowledge of the business context means we can add significant value. So in the future, I really see the opportunity for close partnership with a smaller set of agency partners, because it will create more efficiency in terms of communication, but it means our partners who understand the business better will enable them to give better advice faster. And the consequence, I guess, of that is that lines are blurring for outsourcing and insourcing. So these great agency partners will be an extension of our insights function, I guess a little bit like the ad agency model that we see working so well in lots of instances. In addition to that, I guess the other consideration is the budget and the point on return on investment, which I've already spoken to. So we anticipate ongoing financial pressure on lots of businesses due to COVID-19, and budget pressure is going to continue and most likely worsen. So this question of in versus out is going to be an important one on an ongoing basis as a result.
So taking a more holistic view of what's going on in the team, accounting for the total cost, not just what you're buying in, it's your investment as well, and keeping a very close eye on what the return is for the business. So really getting to strong, clear insights, making sure you test and learn faster, launch the right things so the business is really leveraging off that investment. Wow. Sounds like you guys really put your foot on the pedal during COVID and did some really great stuff. Thanks for your time, Sarah. It's been really great chatting with you today.
Thanks, Erica.
After listening to this very interesting conversation between Sarah and Erica, it becomes clear to me that collaboration is one of the keywords when it comes to the future of market research. Collaboration with consumers. They will help us to unveil the most important consumer insights. Collaboration with the business, because based on those insights, priorities will be set, strategies will be crafted, agile actions will be defined. But also collaboration with agencies. Probably, like Sarah mentioned, with a fewer agencies, but a strong collaboration. Agencies will probably become in the future an extension of insights teams. And then finally, collaboration with the outside world. For example, with creatives, to turn insights into very unique solutions and experiences for consumers. So collaboration will be key.